a unit rate, we need the cost of the material, and then we also need to find the labor cost, and then lastly we need to find the plant, if there is any plant involved, maybe in doing, like in this case when you are building the unit rate for hardcore, we need the compaction plant, that is a roller. So, and then when you add the three items that you have, that is the material, the plant, and labor, and then you add profits and overheads, you'll be able to build up a unit cost or estimate the cost of that unit item. So in this video today, we want to look at build up unit rate for hardcore filling. Remember, we place hardcore on our slabs, on our bed before doing the concrete slab. So we are building up unit rate for approved hardcore filling in making 375 millimeter stick, and it's compacted in 3 layers, and we are doing the unit rate in meter cubic. So the data that we have, all hiring rate for 1 ton roller per day is 5,000. So it means we are hiring our roller. As in some incidents, you can find that you are buying the roller. So you have to go through the process of owning, operating, maintaining, repairs, all those items. And then we have unskilled labor per hour is 75. Skilled labor per hour is 150. Cost of hardcore is 2100. And then the density of hardcore is 1400 kgs per meter square. And then we have compaction of hardcore is 20%. So we need to start from the material that we are going to need, and for this case our material is hardcore. So we need to get the cost of hardcore. So this hardcore, we have its density 1440 kgs per meter cubic, and then we have, so we need to convert it into tons. So when we need to convert it into tons, we divide by 1,000. So that is 1.4 tons per meter cubic. So our cost is 21,000. That is per ton. So the cost of hardcore will be the hardcore that we need, that is 1.4 ton per meter cubic times 21,000 shillings per ton. So giving us 2,940 shillings per meter cubic. So that is the cost of hardcore that we are going to need. But we have an allowance of 20% compaction. So we are going to allow for 20% compaction. That is going to be 120 over 100 times 2940, giving us that 528. Now let's proceed to unpacking. We have those people that are going to pack this hardcore here. It needs to be unpacked and arranged. So we need the skilled for the measurement, and then on how to determine on how it's going to be arranged, and then we need the unskilled who are going to help in the unpacking. So we are going to make an assumption. We are going to assume 2 skilled and 2 unskilled working for 1 hour. The labor for skilled is 150 per hour, and then for unskilled is 75. So we tabulate that one. So we have 150, this is for the skilled, and 275, this is for the unskilled. They are working for 1 hour, giving us 450 shillings per hour. Now we go to the plant. The plant, we are going to assume the amount of work that the plant is going to do. So in this case, we are assuming 50 meter cubic per hour per each pass. Now we are hiring, remember we are hiring the plant. We are hiring the plant at 5,000 per day. So we are going to assume it's going to work for 8 hours. So cost per hour is going to be 5,000 divided by 8, that is 625. Now this plant is going to work for 1 hour, is going to take 50 meter cubic at a cost of 625. So we should note that one. So let's find the cost of 1 meter cubic. So that will be 1 times 625 divided by 50. So that is 1 times 625 divided by 50, giving us 12.50. Now this is the cost of 1 layer, but we have a thickness of 375. So 375, if we assume a layer, 1 layer is 125, meaning we are going to have 3 layers. So we are going to assume 3 layers of 125 millimeters thick, and then we find the cost. Now we proceed to finding the cost of the the cost of the 3 layers, since one layer is 12.50, we multiply by 3, that gives us at 7.5.50. Now we proceed to, we have now the cost of the material, that is article, labor, and the plant. So we add the 3, that is the material was that 3,528 plus labor was 450 plus the machine is that 7.50, that gives us 4,000 and 15.50, and then we allow for profits and overheads. Remember, we say that every item that we do, it must have some profits and overheads, and in this case we are going to allow for 30% profits and overheads. So it's going to be 130 over 100 times the total, which is 4,015.50, giving us 5,219.50 cents. Now this is the cost of that article. 375 millimeter thick article, cost per meter cubic, that is 5,219.50. Now in some areas you might be need to find the cost in 1 meter square. So what we have is cost per 1 meter cubic. So how do you convert this cost of 1 meter cubic to 1 meter square? So this is 5219.50 shillings per meter cubic. So how do you convert it to per meter square? Remember, our thickness was 375 millimeters thick, that is 0.375 meters. So if you want to convert it to meter square, what we do, we take the meter cubic, that is 5129.50, and then that is, we divide by the thickness, which is 0.375 meters, so that we can get cost per meter cubic. So cost per meter cubic will be, let me take my calculator and we do that one for us to be able to get that cost per meter square. So that one will give us 5,219.50 divided by 0.375 is going to give us 13,918.66. So that is cost per meter square. So if you wanted to find the cost per meter square, that will be your, this is cost per meter cubic again. I've repeated it. So our cost per meter square is, meter cubic is 2919.50, and our thickness is this. So we multiply by the thickness, because we are having here, this is cubic and then this is square. So this and this, this is meters. So this 1 meter will go with this 1 meter, and what will be left will be meter square. So we are going to divide that one. We are going to multiply that one and get what? So it's going to be 5219.50 multiplied by 0.375, giving us, let's multiply that one, multiply by 0.375. So we get 1,957.31 shillings. So if you want to build up your unit in its meter square, so that is how you do the converting. So guys, thank you for your time.